Yeah. Welcome back to another video. The camera's looking like extra clear today. I don't know why. Usually it's got that blurry look, but today it's clear still. Nah, but yeah, let's just get straight into it then. I wanted to talk about being a slave, okay? And not just any slave, being a modern day slave. What does it mean to be a modern day slave, okay? And this kind of ties into Nen Mastery, you know, if you know, those who know. But like, more on the end of just general conversation. We're not really talking about Nen Mastery, so we're just more talking about just like what it means to be a slave and how we're all technically slaves, okay? Because obviously, let me explain. I'm sure many people will know, as human beings, we all require something. You know what I mean? We all require something to, keep us motivated, keep us going. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with all animals. Look at all animals and like they will be doing something in particular which doesn't really, you know, isn't really necessary, but they have to do it to survive. Okay, like, but then the thing is with humans is that we've kind of beaten the game. Like, we don't really need anything to survive because we already built our communities away and we've got guns. So we kind of beat that level of survival. So we're now in a different realm where we had to create our own habitat, our own enemies. And that enemy is consumerism, okay? That is the fucking predator in the fucking jungle, mate. For us. Come on. That's what I mean, dude. Like it's as simple as that. That's our predator. And in particular, it's not just consumerism, but it's more money, okay? Because money is the two-way street when it comes to consumerism. Because at least with consumerism, because if we're talking about TikTok and, and stuff like that, then we could be talking about just scrolling and stuff. But when we talk about money, we're actually talking about a two-way street, okay? Because obviously you can spend money all good, but you can also make money, okay? And making money and the feeling of making money is a very addictive feeling, okay? Very addictive feeling. And it's a feeling which you can be very prepared to substitute a lot of your life for, even beyond necessary, okay? That's the truth. And the truth is, once you get stuck into emotion with a certain amount of money, it's very hard to backtrack. It's very hard to be happy with less all of a sudden. That's another truth as well. And I found out when I was trying to quit my job. Even though it didn't take me that long, in the moment it felt very long and it felt very difficult because it felt like my whole mindset changed. But that's the consequence of having a very conscious, active mind, in that you're able to actively notice these decisions and you're able to feel them eat yourself away. It feels very real, okay? And again, that if that's not a feeling that you really want to feel, you rather feel that money of just, making that money and spending that, then you can do that. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to stop you. But it just made me very conscious about how I want to make my money. That's the one thing I'd say, and less about the amount of money that I'm making. And once you notice that indifference, then you will notice that you won't make as much money as you might expect or you might do. You know what I mean? Like, if you not necessarily are lucky, but you find yourself in a situation where you're working a job which pays you well and you actually enjoy it. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, for them, speaking to the majority of people in the population here, they find themselves working a job which they don't really enjoy and they won't really ever claim to enjoy it, but they enjoy the money that they're making and they kind of narrow their life down to fit into a bubble in which they're spending almost everything they earn. I just find. So that's what I want you guys to avoid, okay? I want you to avoid being in that circle, especially from very young, okay? Because I see a lot of it around me and it's very hard to watch sometimes. But at the same time, it makes sense. This is it's like the internal evolution within this bubble, okay? People go job to job, they go buy to buy, consume to consume. It's like a pyramid that never needed to be built in the first place. It's a bit like the Tower of Babel. You know what I mean? Building up for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I mean though. That's why you shouldn't. And what is the alternative, you might ask? Slow growth, okay? Plant seeds, okay? Plant seeds with your money, okay? Own things. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, and it doesn't necessarily mean, like, I'm saying be frugal. I'm not saying be frugal, okay? I'm just saying, like, you could work a job and you could just not go order Uber or whatever, or not go out as much, and then like just go on a nice holiday, like 2 times a year, 1 time a year. One could be in the UK or something, wherever you're from, and then one could be out of it. You get me? One could be in the, like, you could go Butlins. You go Butlins, that might set you back like 3 bill. You know what I'm saying? Just take a little. You get me? And then you could go like, I don't know, like France, 4 bill, the weekend. You know what I mean, bro? Like, that's when you add it up in a whole year, like, you know what I mean? And just do more things that don't require money, like go on walks, you know? This is what I'm saying. This will be really easy if you have like someone in your life that is like your partner, and like you're able to do those things and they're happy with that. Like, you could just, if you could just go on walks with your partner, you could sit in the park with your partner, you can go on holiday with your partner, you can just relax with your partner. These are the things where, like, in that situation, it would really rub down. It would be really easy for you to do these things, okay? But then, especially if you have people in your life that are part of that, you know, consumerism, hunger, it would be very difficult to fight against that. Very difficult, unless you're just broke. If you got the money there, it'd be very difficult to fight against that, because everyone's just consuming, so you just want to join in. Like, that's the one thing that I found. I definitely still find, and I'm just trying to backtrack now, because I used to be really good with money, but then now, obviously, because I'm not working, you know, it's obviously there's nothing coming in, so my behavior needs to appropriate with that. That's the one thing I will say, but that's less about me, and we're just more talking about general, you know. Just look out for yourselves, guys. All right. Yeah, I think that's a good video. Just look out for yourselves.